Hello, Pulp Hounds. So I'm at it again with me mystery horror hardback haul. So for those of you that didn't see me last one of these, I basically go on book searching websites. I specify it's got to be before 1980. That's just a personal choice because I slightly like more older anthologies and stuff, and a lot of them tend to be a bit cheaper. So I specify it's got to be before 1980. It's got to be a hardback, and then just do set keyword searches like ghost, horror, mystery, sinister, macabre, and terror. I tend not to do terror very much because it brings up an awful lot of books on terrorism, which aren't as much fun to read when you want a spooky story. And a bunch of them have arrived. So, like last time, I thought we might open them together. I'm hoping to find some nice covers, although not all of them have got book jackets. I'm also hoping to find some fairly unanthologized ghost and horror stories. Obviously, I like reading stories. I love reading stories. And stories should be read. Stories, you should sit down and listen to someone read a story. I don't care how old you are. Stories are brilliant. And I'd like to do like a little YouTube series of kind of forgotten ghost stories that obviously, if they're in anthologies, they've been anthologized, but they've kind of been left behind a little bit, forgotten and left unread in dusty tomes. And I'd quite like to bring them up to date and do me story reading where I don't necessarily appear on camera, but do kind of forgotten ghost stories and stuff. So I've got a pile of parcels to open, and I'm desperate to open them and see what they smell like. Okay, so we've got turned around. First one is one from Goldstone Books. Let's have a little look at this then. This is the most exciting videos for me to do this. I love them. And I tell you what, they don't get the most views, but as I'm sure some of you have figured out, I don't necessarily just do things for views. I do things because I enjoy doing them. Oh, that's nice. Let's get rid of the packing slip. Kurt Singer, Tales from the Unknown. That's very cool. I like that. Oh, is that a little bookmark? No, just a packing slip. Packed by Trevor. Someone's obviously used this as a bookmark. Most important thing to do is I'm going to move it out of camera shot for a sec because I need to have a smell of it. Oh, that smells delicious and musty. Right, so what have we got? Published by W.H. Allen, 1970. Now, I do like Kurt Singer. I've got quite a few of his anthologies. We've got... Oh. Okay, so we've... I don't know if you can see it. Let's move that into shot. There's a couple of familiar names. Obviously, there's one by Kurt Singer. There's a couple by Kurt Singer. Names like Jack London, W.B. Seabrook, who wrote The Magic Island, Washington Irving. But there's a couple of names that I don't know here. Wilman Menard. Oh, that looks really interesting, that. And ideal for my kind of lost and forgotten ghost stories audiobook anthology type thing that I want to do. That's such a nice cover. I love that illustration. Very pleased with that. That's a good kick-off. Oh, it's going to look really nice on the shelf as well. Yep, pleased with that. Now, the second one is one that is a bit smaller. And I thought it was a paperback when it arrived. And I started opening it and then realised it was a hardback for this video and quickly wrapped it back up again without looking. So I know it hasn't got a dust jacket, but some of the ones I've ordered are a little bit older. and maybe won't come with a dust jacket. So I know it's red. I know it hasn't got a dust jacket. I know it's quite small. So let's see what... Oh, this looks interesting. There is a couple of like older ones that were dated kind of 30s. That's interesting. Is that the Everyman's Library? I've got some Arthur... Let's get rid of the packing slip. I've got some Arthur Conan Doyle. And it looks like... Yeah, it's the Everyman Library. So... Oh, that's really nice. Ghost Stories. Selected by John Hampton. Not a name I know. What have we got? Oh, we've got Poe and Dickens and Lee Fanu. And As Much as the Wonderful. There's... Oh, there's a couple of slightly more unusual names in there. F.G. Loring, The Tomb of Sarah. H.M. Tomlinson. Oh, Beast with Five Fingers by W.F. Harvey. That's a bit of Lord Dunsany. My gran actually got me into Lord Dunsany. She was a massive fan. That's a nice little book from 1939. I'm quite pleased with that. It doesn't look anything special, but it'll look really nice on the bookcase. And there's a couple of, again, for my possible Lost Ghost Stories videos, there's a couple of interesting stories in there. So next is, this is quite a weighty one. This is from... Okay, it doesn't say, and I'm not sure. So let's just crack it open. Right, what have we got in here? We've got a wine voucher for £75. I think that do you order books and get like wine vouchers in them? I think people must think that book lovers are quite sad and lonely and get through far too much wine. Well, this one's got a dust jacket. Oh, hello. Look at that. Oh, a giant anthology of mystery and horror. Well, they're two things that I really like. Mystery and horror. Spine chillers. I remember ordering this one, and it didn't have the cover. There wasn't a photo of the cover. So, what have we got story-wise? Okay. Well, that's not too shabby. There is a lot of favourites in there. Oh, that's that. Do you know what? It's largely all names I know. It must be a more recent one. When's it from, this? It was 25 shillings. It's a fortune. 1961. Well, you know, we've got F. Marion Crawford and M.R. James and Ambrose Bierce and, Arthur Machen. And even H.G. Wells, who some of his more spooky short stories were wonderful. But that is beautiful. I love that. Let's have a look at the spine and the back cover. Oh, that's so cool. Oh. A Treasure of Ribaldry. That all sounds a little bit too spicy for me. I'll stick with the spine chillers. Well, that's gorgeous, that. That's absolutely gorgeous. And it doesn't look... To me, it looks... I know it's not older than 60s, but it looks like it's got that kind of 40s, 50s vibe to it, more than a 60s kind of thing. But that's very lovely. I'm pleased with that. Next, obviously it came in a bin bag. Let's have a look here. Oh, it looks like we've got an ex-library. But, as you know, I buy ex-library books. Partly because they're cheaper. And I'm brassic at the minute. So what have we got here? Tales of Ghosts and Other Apparitions. The Haunted and the Haunters. Selected by Kathleen Lines. That's another cool cover. I like that. Is the library stickers on the spines? There is. So this is going to take a little bit of restoring just to make it look nice on the shelf, but that's fine. Centre Grove Library. It looks like it came from the US of A. Let's find the contents page. Obviously, The Haunted and the Haunters by Edward Bulwer-Lytton is in there. M.R. James. Petronella Breinberg. That's not a name I know. John Buchan, Angus Wilson. Oh, do you know what? There is actually some pretty interesting... not that Algernon Blackwood and M.R. James aren't interesting, but I always like to find stories by authors I haven't heard of. We've got some on the other side as well. H.S. Harrison, An Anonymous, The Legend of Claire. Cyril Hare. Oh, do you know what? That one looks pretty interesting, actually. Because the last time I did this video and I got 5, I just rattled through them. So we've got a Goodwill. I've never actually had a bona fide American Goodwill price sticker. But that's quite cool. I might possibly even leave that on just as an affectation of Americana. And there's also... Oops, let's get it in shot, shall we, Al? House of the Nightmare and Other Eerie Tales. That's possibly one to look out for then. So, yeah, that's very cool. Pleased with that. Last one is from the very splendid World of Books, who I do like. There's no paid promotions in this video. It's it's not one of my anthologies. It's actually a hardback I ordered. By William Hallahan. So there is another ghost anthology to arrive yet. Oh, I thought I've only just ordered this. This was dead quick because I know our post is a bit wacky at the minute. But a friend of mine put it on Facebook with another couple of paperbacks that he'd picked up, and this wasn't one I knew. And I had a little look, and they were all medium expensive. The hardback was a bit more expensive, and this one was literally, again, just like a couple of quid. And I just thought, well, I tend to do that if I look at something, if I'm checking something out price wise. Victor Gallant's 1979, and it looks like it's a first Gallant's edition anyway. But yeah, if I check out a book and there's one for like £2.20 and all the rest severely creeping up in price, then I tend to grab it because it's probably going to be something I can't afford in a couple of months' time, kind of thing. But I'm very pleased with that, and I wanted that cover. I'm glad it's got its dust jacket. It's in lovely condition. Let's see how it smells. Let's have a honk. Oh, that's very book musty. Oh, that smell. If they could bottle that smell, I'd just drink it. So, yeah, sorry, only 4 anthologies and 1 hardback novel, but there's obviously another anthology on its way somewhere, so we'll wait for that to arrive. Well, That was exciting, wasn't it? I must admit that Spine Chillers is just the simple style of it is gorgeous. There is something I need to mention about this book. Let me just find it. There's one of the best ghost slash spooky story titles I have ever seen. And I didn't spot it when I was recording the video. And it's by Joan Aiken. And it's called Gay as Cheese. Gay as cheese. Stay safe. Thank you for watching.